Good morning, and thank you for joining me today. I'm here today with George Atterbridge, is my Director of Workforce Development. I'm very pleased that he's here today to assist in announcing exciting changes which have been made and will be made to the Bermuda Job Board. As you recall, the Bermuda Job Board, which launched in November 2013, is an online, user-friendly platform available to Bermudians seeking employment. The introduction of the Bermuda Job Board has significantly enhanced the job search process for Department of Workforce Development clients and the entire community. Likewise, it has assisted employers in identifying qualified local resources. Over the course of almost 2 years, we've had the opportunity to track user experience on the site. We've listened and incorporated feedback from employers and candidates to improve the job board model. There are now 1,113 employers and 6,530 clients registered on the Bermuda Job Board, and there are currently some 150 jobs listed. To date, the total number of applications submitted through the job board is 36,400. So what are some of the new changes of this tool, which I'm here to tell you about today? First of all, there has been a software upgrade, which will further improve functionality for both users and administrative staff. The upgrades help the job board to remain current with technological and security advances while enhancing function and user interface. They will also mean lower costs when making any future enhancements to the job board. Second, information on expiring work permits will now be displayed to include the work permit expiration date and job details from the original job posting. This will allow for candidates to prepare themselves for upcoming potential jobs by ensuring their skills are relevant to the required skills needed. Third, the addition of a new Resources tab will link users to relevant and current information on resume development tips, cover letters, interview skills, dressing for success, and general employment information. The Resources tab will provide an excellent opportunity to share information with job seekers, ultimately equipping candidates with strategies to build a strong profile and application for consideration. Fourth, there will be a mandatory field on the job board requiring employers to report on recruitment through the job board by responding to the question, have you hired a candidate for this position that applied via the job board? This will enhance reporting on recruitment activity. There will also be direct links to the Department of Workforce Development's website and enhanced applicant reporting for employers, which is required for the work permit policy. The enhanced applicant reporting will enable us to obtain current feedback on recruitment efforts from employers and successes experienced by applicants. Overall, we have maintained the look and feel of the website as much as possible to maintain user-friendliness. However, the enhanced features will incorporate minor changes to the look and functionality. The new features will go live on Saturday, January 23rd, 2016. I would like to thank several organizations for making these changes possible: Firemines, Lancer, W&W Solutions Limited, Government's Information Technology Office, e-Government, the Department of Immigration team, and of course the Department of Workforce Development. I'd also like to take this opportunity to remind employers that with the implementation of Bermuda's new work permit policy on the 1st of March of last year, all employers are now required to advertise all available positions prior to applying for a short-term or standard work permit for a minimum of 8 consecutive days on the Bermuda Job Board. In closing, I would like to encourage all individuals looking for work to register on the Bermuda Job Board and at the Department of Workforce Development in order to increase your chances for finding available job opportunities. Individuals seeking assistance with registering for the Bermuda Job Board should contact the Department of Workforce Development Help Desk directly at 297-7714 extension 1820 or by email to dwd@gov.bm. Thank you very much indeed, and I'm happy to entertain questions if there are any.
Good morning, Minister.
Good morning.
Anecdotally, have you got any evidence over the last 2 years of Bermudans using the job board to actually get jobs? Has there been a figure in your mind?
I don't have that. Maybe the director could answer that. I certainly am pleased that it's a much more user-friendly way in which people can find opportunities for employment. What we're trying to do is encourage employers to also use the site to accept applications. It is optional, of course, whether you accept applications through Job Board, but that obviously, if the more people use Job Board to accept applications, the more data we will get. The changes to the functions, however, will give us that kind of data pursuant to the questions that have been asked. But generally, I think we've got a good feel. Did you want to add anything, Director, in terms of that?
Oh, no, I mean, the feedback that we get from our clients is that they're using it. But what gives us a lot of comfort is the traffic at this point. As you know, there's approximately 16,000 applications that move through the job board, and it's only been in place now for 2 years. So this gives us some comfort that at least it's being used. The new feature capture, whether it's hired or not, that will give us some more concrete details around the fact how many people's getting employed through the job board, etc.
Thank you. You're asking employers from now on to tell you if they have hired Bermudians through the job board. Slightly repetitive of what I've just said. Did you get any feedback before it became mandatory from voluntary information that this was going well?
I don't have statistics on that. Certainly anecdotally, the answer is yes. I think what is really great about the job board as it currently exists and will continue to exist is it gives the opportunity for employers to look at those individuals who are registered looking for employment and maybe recruit them directly from their experiences and CVs that are already listed online. So that's why we encourage people to register rather than just kind of using it as a job searching tool. They can put their own information on and people can search for the skill sets that they have.
Do you have sort of specific numerical goals, sort of data-wise, or are you just looking for the job board to get bigger?
No, what this tool, these upgrades, and we've listed it as the second thing in our remarks, is probably the primary point that really needs to be made, is this upgrade will give Bermudian seeking employment the opportunity to look at expiry dates of work permits. And of course, what they'll then be able to see is what are the qualifications that were required for this particular position, and what are the skill sets being looked for? What is the overall thing that's being looked for that employment? If they then say, if we say as a Bermudian, let's say they're looking to become an accountant, and what is that skill set being looked at? They know that work permit for a company is going to expire in a couple of years' time. Let's make sure that we're now up to skilled and up to speed with the term of the expiry of that work permit, so they have an even better opportunity to get that position. You know, let's face it, a lot of, I have to say, most of the employers that we speak to on a regular basis, they want to hire Bermudians that have the requisite skill set. And this is yet another tool to allow Bermudians to discover what is that skill set being asked for by the employer. It will also, as more and more data is uploaded, will give the opportunity for persons in the general marketplace looking for employment to look very carefully at ads that were published at one time versus another. And why is that important? If someone asks for 3 years for a certain qualification or 3 years experience, the work permit expires in 3 years, that permit comes up again, and they're asking for 6 years experience, it's much easier for everybody to see whether or not an employer is playing games. Right? Yeah.
Thank you, Minister.
Okay.
May I just move to a slightly different subject?
Sure.
Would you have anything to say about the minimum employment of salary figure that has been talked about in the paper recently?
You know, it's certainly something that has been on the radar of this government for some time in terms of what is it that we can do as a government to see more equitable opportunities in terms of pay in the community. And I think, you know, that's certainly something that's being looked at, and I think you'll hear something in some way, shape, or form in due course that's more definitive.